platform. All personnel, clear launch platform.
The Leaving Today podcast, the show about the news, history, and attractions of the Disneyland Resort.
Well, come on, Wendy. Let's go.
But where are we going?
To Neverland.
Neverland.
Hello, and hello. Welcome to the Leaving Today podcast, episode number 195. That is 195. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever and however you're doing it. We very much appreciate it. My name is Mark, one of the co-hosts here of the LTP. Sitting to the right of me is the Drum Master Puppets himself, Udi.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. And sitting to the left of me via Skype is Becky.
Hello.
Hello, Becky. You know, Becky, we don't have a nickname for you. We gotta come up with something for you.
Yeah, we do need to come up with something.
Give us some time, LTP listeners. If you want to chime in for a nickname for Becky, we will do it.
To be fair,
And Udi, you need to make it nice.
No, and see, that's what I was about to say. Like, all the nicknames that I'm dialed in with are ones that we use on a job construction site.
Oh, you cannot.
And those are not suitable for this.
Not appropriate.
This arena, and I would never call you one of those. Even though it would be a term of endearment, still, it would be.
Well, hey, new listeners, welcome to the show. We hope that you'll find the water to be warm here. I know we've got some new listeners out of YouTube, and that means a lot to us.
Thank you.
We are an honest and open Disneyland podcast. We love the parks. We love what they bring to us. Sometimes we are critical. Sometimes we're very, opinionated, but that's okay. I think that's what you should expect out of your podcasting.
Mm-hmm. We're not going to be canned like.
We're not canned. We're
in
not
a little
pixie
box
dusters,
like
really.
Yeah.
Not all the time, anyways.
No, we pixie dust appropriately.
Yes.
Yes.
If you'd like to connect with us, you can check us out on Instagram at Leaving Today Podcast. Also, send us email at info@leavingtodaypodcast. We've got shirts from TeePublic, and I've got a couple shirt ideas I need to bring up at some point, put out there, see if we can get those sold. Yeah, so you can definitely support us that way. We also have a Patreon. This is how the show is pretty much sponsored now, is via Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So you can. The links are on Instagram and our website at Leaving Today Podcast. There's a Patreon logo, and we make it super simple for you. So welcome, Gare Bear, the most recent Patreon.
Hey, awesome. Thank you.
Dude.
Thank you.
Yes, send us your shirt size and style. We'll send it out. Oh, no, wait a minute. He gets the LTP family shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you get the unique LTP family shirt, which I don't even have.
I know. Why don't you?
I don't know.
Let's see who's got them. Like, I've got one.
You've got a hoodie, right?
No, the hoodie that was Christie's. I made one that is a one-off. There is no other like that one.
Oh, so it's a unique shirt. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, Gary Bear, you'll get the LTP family shirt. Just send us your size, and you can come on the show anytime you like.
Anytime you like. So now that you're in, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll like the shirt. I really like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Wait,
today,
speaking of, this one needs one too.
Oh, well, Becky's wearing a shirt.
Yeah,
I know, but
I'm wearing one, I was going to say, and it's very comfortable too. I like it.
Oh, well, thank you. I had nothing to do with the manufacturing of said shirt, but TeePublic did a good job, I guess. Yeah. Is that gray or black? What color is that?
It's a gray one.
Okay.
No, they are comfortable.
Okay.
They're good.
Yeah, they are. They really are. Because sometimes when you do get them, they're a little scratchy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But these ones are not. They're soft.
Yep. I have a myriad of them.
Okay, I'll have to get some new ones.
Yeah.
So episode 195 today, we're going to talk about my recent trip report. But before that, we have the news. But before that, I just wanted listeners to get you guys plugged in with our LTP Lounge. We're going to be going Sundays, every other Sunday, 6 o'clock. That's Pacific time, or Indy time, but that really is Pacific time. And I would like to see you guys, listeners out there, because this isn't just us talking at you about things. It is us talking with you. And we had a really good show last time with our friend Lewis, and I want that guy to come back whenever he wants. A really good discussion. We like to have these deeper dives into things, and we really want to get your feedback and connect with you. Like I said, it isn't just us talking and you can't reach out. We really encourage you to come in, challenge us with stuff, engage with us, and see where the conversation goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're gonna. When we began, we kind of said that we're kind of trying to figure out how we're gonna do this, when we were gonna do it, and I think we're kind of settling in. If possible, we'll see how we're gonna be on this trajectory for a bit, to be on Sundays at 6 p.m.
Every other Sunday.
Yeah, every other Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hopefully, most of all the craziness of the weekend has settled down by then, and you guys can come and sit down and kind of unwind and just chat with us.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're trying to do. Because like Mark said, we want engagement. We want everybody listening and watching to participate. Jump in the chat and join the discussion. We are nothing without you guys. We are nothing without having the engagement, and we are nothing without having these conversations. So, being that we crave that and we want that, we hope you guys will find it in your way to come in there, and then eventually we're going to want to start bringing people on and doing the same thing, guesting and doing the things that we've done here on that platform also. So whatever you guys can do, we would appreciate a ton if you guys could engage, talk, and just join in and feel like this conversation that you're listening to that's recorded, but we can do that now in real time.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. So all are welcome, all are invited.
Yes. Even the people who don't like us and want to like Mark, you said, challenge us. We prefer that.
Sure.
We prefer the challenge.
It does make the discussion great.
Yes.
Yeah, because at the very end, at the very least, I could learn something, right? And go, yeah, maybe I didn't think about that way, and that's been proven many times in my life, where someone goes, think about that way. So
I can think of one where that happened when Jay kind of challenged me about being a little bit too pessimistic or dark in the moment there, and I hadn't realized I was doing it until he kind of went like, "Hey, buddy," like,
oh yeah,
and I kind of went like, "You know what? You're right."
Oh,
and that's because it's an open, honest conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
So shout out to Jay. I know you're listening to us, buddy.
Yes,
Thank you for that. It helped correct me. It was like a rudder adjust, and I appreciate that till today, and I will, because honestly, that is in the back of my mind a lot when we sit down and talk, and I feel myself running off on this tangent of negativity or potentiality.
Yeah.
I hear that his voice in the back of my head. I'm like, rudder back in. So. Yeah, it's good, though. Yeah. It's good. And that only happens when we talk. Sure. That only happens when we talk. So please, the whole point of it is join in, have the conversation. If you disagree with us, don't feel like, oh, they're going to... No. Jump on in. Jump on in.
Okay. Well, tonight's opening question is, none of us, to the best of my knowledge, collect anything from the parks.
Dude. Oh, no, not from the park.
But if we were to collect something, what would we want to collect? Becky, do you want to go? Do you have an idea?
Yeah,
or do you want to guess to see what Udi might or me? Oh no.
Okay.
How about, or whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'll guess. Okay, I'm gonna guess. I guess I kind of have an idea of yours, Mark.
Okay.
But I'll go with Udi first. If you could pick anything to collect, I think it would be lightsabers.
Not bad. It's close.
Maybe the droids. Some of those.
Oh.
Lightsabers are pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Yep. Not bad.
And Mark, I do think mugs. Possibly something like that. Or you're a harder one to decide.
You figure that? I'm easy.
Mugs,
yeah.
Or maybe even like bowls or something that you could use. So you could have ice cream at home in Disney bowls.
There you go.
So you kind of feel like you're at the park.
Yeah.
Like that one collection. Don't you have that set? Who has that set?
No,
Jay.
It was Jay.
Jay has that set.
He's supposed to send it to us.
Yeah,
tell us which one it was.
Where he got it from.
Yes, he was. Well, he was in Florida, so I'll get
he's busy.
Okay.
But I think so. My collection, I think I would do ears if I had places to put all of them.
Oh.
Just because thinking about it, I think it would be kind of cool to always have different ones, and then later in life my girls could have them.
Oh, there you go.
So it'd kind of be something that I could pass down, and then, you know, I don't know, 30 years from now they could pull out kind of what ears were stylish right now and even still use them, so a little more vintage.
Yeah, no, and I like that, because that is the like, even though when we were before we started recording, I said I would never wear a pair of ears.
You did.
And that's fine. But I also don't want to clown on people who wear them. I'll put it that way.
No.
But yeah, for kids and stuff like it, and that as a collector, like, you put them up, and it is the one thing about that is that it does have a pretty clear delineation of what's going on in that time. It's like a weird like time capsule almost.
Yeah.
Like you pull out these ears from 2020. What was going on then? Oh, well, this was going on, or the diamond anniversary, or whatever. Like Star Wars is, well, this is when they bought. There's so many different ways to look at that, other than your just basic ear set. You know what I mean? Sure. And even then, those have changed a little bit. So
they have. Even my husband, so my mother-in-law keeps a lot of stuff, and when we first found out we were having our first daughter, she gave us a few items, and there was a Winnie the Pooh that he had gotten at Disneyland when he was little, and it's really cool because it does look a bit more vintage, and it still kind of makes some sound. It does you wind it, and it'll do the Winnie the Pooh
very cool. Yeah.
So it was cool to see that, and then ears that he got at the park when he was probably 5 years old.
Yeah.
And so I did enjoy seeing that.
Yeah.
Now as a mom, keeping it, if I would have been given it before I had kids, I would have been like, why are you giving me this old stuff, probably.
Right.
But it was really cool to see.
Yeah, the connectivity between generations and across, decades and timelines, the timeline is pretty cool.
It really is.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, what about you guys?
So yeah, you're right, Becky. For me, it would probably be mugs, and I have a few. I don't collect the Starbucks ones. I mean, I go with my daughters to get those, but I have one from Adventureland that I love a lot. I just love it, but I'm looking for one from Frontierland, which I've never seen. But I'm wishing there should be one, but there isn't one. So I will buy that the moment that I see it, without any hesitation.
Yep.
But you're right. I think mugs would be something I would, and I would probably get one every time I went, just as Udi said, to go, oh yeah, this mug I got when I was there with these people or with them, and this is what happened on that mug. And so whenever I use it, it helps me like think about that time. So it
that's cool.
I would collect park maps if they still sold them, like the real fun maps, the real big
That's
ones.
where I was going to go for you, like park map or anything like any book that might have come out historically.
Yeah,
like of that time, like whenever you see a new one, like boom, buy.
I've got a rack of them right there of those books.
Exactly.
So those are the two things I would collect.
Or e-tickets.
Oh yeah, or e-tickets. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And for me, a lightsaber, honestly, would probably be the closest thing, but I don't know. It's weird because as much as I love Star Wars, it's difficult for me to grab onto any one symbol. Mm-hmm. And the lightsaber, for all the different ones, is still a symbol. And so I lean, oddly enough, I'd lean more to a more generic symbolism behind it. Oh. So what I mean by that is like the rebel symbol, the imperial symbol, the symbols of what they are, not necessarily a specific item. So I lean towards that. Like okay, so Galaxy's Edge, whenever we go and I start looking, I automatically lean to the stuff that has that rebel symbolism to it. I migrate to it right away. So on my hard hat for work, I have a rebel symbol on the side of my heart. Along with the Mudhorn. Cool. The Mudhorn is on the very front of my hard hat. It's on the very brim of the very front of the crown.
Mandalorian thing, right?
The Mandalorian thing. But on the back side of it, I have the rebel logo on there. and it so to me that's what it is. So I would lean more towards those kind of things. It would be the symbolisms of what that means, because I think end of the day that's what I'm more attracted to, because if you see the symbol, you if you connect with that symbol, like, you don't got to talk about it. You're like, oh, gotcha, you know. And we talked about that before Star Wars in the park. Whenever you'd see somebody with Star Wars, you kind of like look over and be like, you're my people.
Yeah.
So it's the same
Right.
kind of thing. It's
Sure.
the same kind of thing. So, I mean, that would be it. I do have a good collection of kyber crystals, because those are cool and they're fun. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, if Dixon made limited edition ones, I'd be all over that.
You'd be over that for sure.
But they don't. So,
But the
sadly.
lightsabers that you would collect would be the ones you would build, not
Yes.
not the pre-built ones.
No, the only ones that I would buy straight out that would be like the pre-made would be like Ahsoka's, Luke's from Jedi, and only Luke's from Jedi because that's the first one I remember seeing in the theater. So
Okay.
I connect most deeply with that one. And then Obi-Wan's also, and but I would lean there, because those are the ones that mean a little bit more, and then Yoda would be in the background, because Yoda to me, a lot of people like forget about Yoda, but Yoda, the how can I put it, the wisdom and the guiding and on all that, the ability to train somebody and talk to them and guide them in their life,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, has always been a symbol for me. So Yoda is like, I hardly ever talk about that, but Yoda, when I see Yoda, it's like a special little like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
No,
cool.
no.
Right on.
Yep.
Okay, well, now that's out of the way. Important stuff. Let's.
No, just to finish that up. So much so, I have a little Yoda that was given to me for my birthday. It's a little ornament size Yoda. It's literally about a half an inch tall, and it's a cartoon. And I was given on my birthday. Christy gave it to me for my birthday. On the packaging of my present, it had a Darth, a Chewie, and a Yoda.
Okay.
The Yoda's hanging.
That's cool.
The Yoda's hanging in my car.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I grabbed it
that
and it
kind-
hung in my car.
Well, when you're talking about kind of the symbolism of all of that,
Yeah.
and you know what Yoda means, that kind of goes back to what we talked about a few shows ago when you're talking about Pinocchio,
Mhm.
and kind of those old stories being able to translate over time,
Yeah.
because they do have these powerful life lessons,
Mhm.
so to speak, to teach you.
Yeah,
So
no,
that's really cool.
yeah, no, and see, that's the thing, is like a lot of it for me, that's where I go to. So I don't, getting ears, I get that. Getting mugs, the same thing. They all kind of, if you look at the through line, it's kind of like where we are, where we were. It commemorates what that is, and it
Sure.
commemorates what we're
Yeah.
doing, and it commemorates our mentality and everything that we're doing in that moment in time. So that's why I'd be like that little, like I said, that little Yoda. Like, it's never going to be not in my car. And it's
Right.
going to be like, oh, she gave me this. This was for this birthday. It's actually for a birthday, two birthdays ago. And these are the things you just remember. But they all have this connective tissue all the way through.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
Anyway.
Anyways, okay. Well, that's a good opening question.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right. Well, with
Better
that-
than the one we were thinking about.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And you guys will never know that one.
You will never know.
No.
Okay. Well, with that, let's head on over to the news.
You listen to me now. You are talking about things that you do not understand.
All right, our first news item is Disney files patent for more aggressive Soarin'-style flying theater attraction. A patent filed by Disney shows how they plan to improve the flying theater attractions like Soarin' with a greater range of motion.
I'm totally doing it right now.
Udi's moving around.
I have my feet dangling off the chair.
Disney Imagineer Mark Sumner designed the original Soarin' mechanism with an erector set. The new mechanism references Sumner's original patent, aiming to improve upon the original design. The updated flying theater attraction would be more aggressive with heaving, pitching, and rolling to simulate turbulence. One iteration is similar to the current version of Soarin', with guests loading when the seats are on the ground. The system would then raise guests into the air thanks to the retracting cables that propel them along a curved rail track. Another iteration described in the patent shows loading taking place above and gas then being launched downwards. The above there's a bunch of diagrams we're referencing here on this news story, so I might put them on Instagram so you guys can see what we're talking about. There's another one where the figure shows that like the rows of seats like rolling. These improvements are intended to replicate the motion of non-specific flying machine. Of a non-specific flying machine having the ability to replicate motions that are more aggressive than the traditional floating or gliding experience. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I like the idea. Now, here I like the fact that in this patent, the one they're talking about it beginning to rock.
Yes.
Not because we're all very used to it. You go up and you can pitch up and pitch down, right?
Yes.
And you don't get much of that. A side to side hard pitch would be great.
Oh yeah.
Think about that. If they're gonna do maybe. Let me think like a plane. Okay, so let me take the scenario, the one where you're going over the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the helicopter's coming and go right. Imagine if that switched off to jets taking off and then banking up and taking like you following the jet.
Oh.
So you'd have to feel that thing and then doing a hard bank, or doing like when they do the tribute to Lost Pilots when they do the one jet that flies off.
Oh yeah.
Out of formation. Imagine that kind of idea where you just do a hard up and then a hard bank over, dude. That would be great.
Oh yeah.
This whole like dropping down, I don't think is really necessary for that. I think that to me, while I wouldn't be opposed to doing that, but to me like it kind of goes too far for what this is.
Are they doing it specifically for Soarin', or is this for a new attraction?
Well, the answer is probably yes to both.
I
imagine if they want to sink money into enhancing Soarin', this would definitely fit the bill. But if you're doing something like this for, let's say, whatever this Avengers e-ticket thing is, maybe
that could work in that level too, because I remember going back to when they announced that what jetpacking kind of idea was, that would make sense, that there would be more along the lines. I don't know. Remember we talked about like how would you do that? Like how would you figure that out?
Yeah. I was just gonna say that the side profile on the third picture, it reminds me of the ride vehicle at Universal Studios for the main Harry Potter attraction.
I haven't been on it, so I'm gonna take your word for it.
It's pretty cool because you do feel like you're flying as well, and you actually go upside down at one point.
Oh,
is that for Quidditch? Are they doing Quidditch?
Yeah, you go throughout the whole castle. And it's been now a few years since I've been on it, but it actually is really cool. And it is more slow pace. Like when you go upside down, it's
a slow like roll. Okay.
Yeah, you feel like you're flying, and then you do go through a Quidditch match, which is pretty cool. Actually, I really like that attraction.
Yep. I wonder if that's what it is. Maybe this is the more for the base, the foundation for the Avengers e-ticket, because I remember when they talked about that, it was like a jetpack and you're going through and I remember going, how are they going to accomplish that? Like what is the idea behind that? And looking at these kind of things, and you would have to be more aggressive, right? To be on a jetpack, you figure it would be like. And then maybe, because even though like in these diagrams, and Mark will put these up, the diagrams are showing the ride mechanism for Soarin' that we all know, the long rows and everything like that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that there'll be that many seats in them. It doesn't necessarily mean any of that. But I think it's more of paying attention to what the ride mechanism can do. And if they want to be more aggressive, then that tells me it's going to be for maybe something else. I don't think, to me, if they want, they could also upgrade Soarin' fairly easily. They could shut down one unit at a time and just roll through them.
Well, and I do like the thought of them still upgrading Soarin' too. Just because I want to see that stay there for years and years.
That's an amazing attraction.
Right, and I don't want it to become something where it's like, this is still what we had in 2000.
So you don't want to become in the Star Tours. I got you. I hear you.
Exactly.
They keep updating
But
that though.
good
Star
update.
Tours, yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully, something like this comes down the pipeline. But again, I mean, this could be nothing to do with the e-ticket adventures, or it could be something to do with it. I don't know what that's going to be.
Nobody does.
I hope it's a mix of like what we get with Rise. But,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
but we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Next news item: Disneyland plans to replace Autopia's gas cars. Since opening with Disneyland Park in 1955, Autopia has remained a guest favorite among most popular with young kids experiencing driving for the first time. Spokesperson Jessica Good said in an email to the Times, that's the LA Times, as the industry moves towards alternative fuel sources, we have developed a roadmap to electrify this attraction and are evaluating technology that will enable us to convert from gas engines in the next few years. Good did not confirm whether that means the ride will get electric vehicles or possibly hybrids. Times climate columnist Sammy Roth spoke.
Wait, what? Okay, never mind. Keep on going.
Sammy Roth spoke to Disney legend Bob Gurr before the news was confirmed. Gurr designed Autopia about 70 years ago and is proud of what he and Walt built, but also said, get rid of those god-awful gasoline fumes. Gurr also told Roth about his vision for Tomorrowland that would be a hub for stories about renewable energy, public transit, and other sustainable technologies that will help create a better tomorrow. This has to be done with positive urging rather than attacking and criticizing, Gurr said. At the very least, Gurr thinks Tomorrowland could use brighter colors and more kinetic energy where guests could hear those whirring sounds like tiny jets and turbines all over the place. And don't smell the fumes. Don't hear that racket of the little motor going putt, putt, putt. Autopia went significant refurbishment in 2016 when Honda became the ride sponsor. It's possible they could be planning electric update for when the sponsoring contract ends or is renewed likely in 2026. Other versions of Autopia exist in Disneyland Paris and Disney World as the Tomorrowland Speedway. Versions of the car ride previously existed in Tokyo and Hong Kong Disneyland. The Hong Kong version, which operated from 2006 to 2016, used electric cars. So there's been an update on this after LA Times columnist Sam Ross broke the news earlier this month. Electric vehicle activists began pressuring Disney to commit to fully electric vehicles, not hybrids, and to phase out the gasoline cars within 2 years. On Thursday of last week, Disneyland spokesperson Jessica Good told the Times that the resort would do both. She confirmed the electrification project means fully electric, does not mean hybrid or any version of gasoline combustion engine. She also said that we will no longer be using the current engines within the next 30 months. This means the electrification process will be complete by fall of 2026. So there's other stuff about this story, but that's really what the gist of it is they've kind of addressing this issue of gas engines versus electric or hybrid. And it looks like they're moving towards this with the next 30 months.
I think that's good. I think it's time.
I think it's time. And I think Bob Gurr is the only one that really should have an opinion on this because he's the one that designed these. And I would take whatever he said as like, this is what I think is the right direction for it. I mean, I don't think he's the one that should decide, but I think his input carries a lot. I also like his vision of Tomorrowland because I've been saying that thing since day one of what Tomorrowland should do.
Yep.
Is lead the way in renewable energy and showcase a better tomorrow. But this is a step in the right direction. Udi, I'm sensing some hesitancy on your part here.
Well, no, here, let me be clear with everything.
Oh.
So everybody knows that I have been pushing for this from how long? I said this. At
least 2 weeks.
It's been at least 2 minutes. Okay. So no, but I've been saying it for a while. Like when we would bring up like what would we do if I kept Autopia, it'd be like, why are we still running with the same gas
sure.
car? If we're So I've got no problem with this. I think, I mean, high time. Here's my problem in reading. As you kind of stopped reading because the rest of the story wasn't really pertinent, but I kept on reading. And honestly, here's my whole thing with this. And this is just an outside to the point. The point is good. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So in twofold things though, this is what happens. One, it all but confirms that all of you people out there who are saying Avatar is going to go in there, you're wrong. Sorry. Try again. We said it before. We were talking about it. We said it doesn't belong. And we went, and I said it. It said it doesn't belong there. It shouldn't go there. But all these people were like, oh, no. Like, you guys, this is not Disney World. This is not Paris. This is not Tokyo. This is Disneyland, okay? You're on hallowed ground. Whether you want to acknowledge that or not, it isn't for the Johnny-come-lately IP. It's not. We can talk about it, and we talked about it on Concilium, that a lot of it was driven by IP, but this is beyond that, okay? So for everybody who said, oh, it can go right here, and they got to get rid of Utopia, no, and it goes to the same thing, even with us talking about Tron, like, could it make it work? And we'll come on, like, I don't know. It'd take a lot of significant thing, but Tron would fit better than Avatar in that. But even then, I've been kind of like wishy-washy, or lukewarm, rather, on Tron putting there. Initially, I was like, yeah, but now, as we move through it, I've kind of pulled back a little bit, kind of like, I don't think he goes there either, to be honest. So, then let me go to the social commentary on this. These people... And there was an advocate to try to pressure Disney, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I'm just going to say this real quick. This stuff annoys me.
Oh, I thought these were friends of yours.
No. Oh. These people annoy me. Like, we're going to, like Disney and anything, we have to put this pressure on these companies, and we want to go all electric. Man, you know what? So you're going to tell me, okay, a hybrid would have been better. A hybrid would have been good. Okay, I would have been happy with the hybrid. I would have.
Sure.
Because it's actually much more realistic to what we have now. Mm-hmm. But that being said, the caveat to that is we're also talking about the future. Mm-hmm. So yes,
right.
Electric. They're pushing for electric vehicle. Now, to me, I don't like electric vehicles. I don't ever plan on owning an electric vehicle. I'm let me hear the engine rev and more. So that's why even Autopia had a how would you put it, Mark? Like when you could touch it and hold it.
A tactile feel?
Tactile to it. And so
Yeah.
hearing the brrr of it, but also we're talking about the future, right? So you would hope by the future, maybe not electric, but some other kind of cleaner energy, cold fusion. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Even nuclear, like small nuclear power things that would be quiet, like all these kind of things. So it should symbolize the future. I think electric, to be honest, in just my opinion, is way too short-sighted, and I think it's not the way to go. But that's a bigger conversation and not in this podcast. But anyway, I'm just going back to it. I don't like this. I don't like these people who start, well, we have to, like, they're planning on a rally outside of to try to pressure companies. I'm like, stop it. Like, come on, man. Like, just give me the idea. Just show me the idea and show me why it's better. That's it. These rallies and protests, like.
You don't think that's, I don't know how I say this.
How do you say that?
You don't think this is why we're getting Tiana's Bayou Adventure? Same
thing.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
So, but and this is where it's crazy, because this is actually a good thing, and Disney should have been doing this anyway, moving in this direction anyway.
Oh yeah.
This is why I get kind of frustrated with these people. I'm like, dude, good for you. I mean, cool, I guess, but I'm over these people doing this kind of stuff. Like, just go to Disney and say, hey, Disney, this is why it'd be better. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do rallies and protests and all. Yeah, no. Like it didn't say they're going to pick it. It was a rally. To be fair, it says was planning a rally, and so they're now going to move it to Plug in America, and I won't go into that's a different topic about that. But anyway.
Or these people can just go to the park and enjoy their day.
Well, and this is my point. Like go to Disney and say, hey, Disney, plugging in. You want to plug in America? Okay, fine, but tell them why. Show them why.
Sure.
Don't try to pressure them, and I'm air quoting pressure them.
Oh, yeah.
Just give me the good idea and tell me why your idea is better than that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, I firmly believe that they can engineer an electric car that can sound like a combustible engine and vibrate like one.
Well, okay. We need to just have we just need to have these companies just people, if you want to have your idea, and Disney should have been doing this from the word go for a long time. They just need to, again, just give me the idea and give me the idea. And also prove, so touching into Giannis, because you asked me, this is one of those things. It's like, don't campaigns and all these things are good, but it's not a thing of like forcing. Like awareness campaigns, like say, hey, this is what's going on. I have no problem with that. But when people try to quote unquote pressure corporations and other people,
Yeah.
I just have a visceral negative reaction to that. Because I'd rather have a conversation about it, and you tell me, like, if I'm of the mentality, like, you need to do it this way, I'm like, okay, well, tell me why. Tell me why my way isn't as good. That's it.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, so I mean, that's what it is. So that's why when it comes to Tiana and any change coming forward, starting the campaign, starting and showing Disney, like, hey, people are enthusiastic about doing this. That's the important part. It isn't a pressure campaign. It's a look. It's a support campaign. More, we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
We support this. So, in the defense of this lady, though, they were turning into a rally, and to be a celebration. So that's why I have no. At the end of the day, if that's what the intent is, then that's fine. But I just don't like. I just read these things and I have this automatic like, oh, come on,
Yeah.
like the pressure thing. It's way too. It's way been overdone. Social media is way just. People have given social media way too much power, and it's just not. It's annoying. Anyway.
You did bring up a good point that I didn't really think about at first, is just how much hearing the sound over there. I mean, it is something I think about, but not at the initial reading of this. That is something that I would miss. I was thinking about the smells, because I mean, that is a horrible smell to
It is. It's
bring
not
in.
good.
But I mean, there is something that I do like about it in a weird way.
Sure.
But, you know, for my health and everybody's health,
Yeah. No.
I don't think we need that in the environment.
Exactly.
But, however, hearing the sound is so huge, and it brings so much life over there that I do hope that there is something with the electric that they can bring that in.
Well, yeah, and this is part of it. So the reason they even maintain that attraction would be to have that tactile, that whole thing of just being actually physically immersed, not virtually immersed, physically immersed. So that's engaging all of your senses, right? So sound, sight, touch, all the smell, all these things. So
Yeah.
the smell, okay, I get that. Like we don't need to be smelling gas fumes because that's kind of gross. But at the end of the day, though, having that sound of something. So if they do, when they do that, I hope they do replace it with some kind of sound, something
They
there.
will. Yeah.
And I would hope, because I mean, how weird would it be for them swapping all the ride vehicles out and then doing electric? Okay, cool. And then all you hear is literally
Yeah,
you hear
just
nothing out
silent.
there. And then you hear people barking commands like, okay, step over here, like blah blah. There's something to having that, that
They will, yeah,
yeah.
they
And so I hope so, because I'll tell you what car manufacturers are doing right now to add a sound to it, I hate. So they have that little whirring sound. I'm like, if they have one at all, have you heard that little whir? I'm like,
Yeah.
why? What is this weird sound?
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I know I'm old school with this, but I don't care. I like gas. I like things that go boom and go bang, and so
America.
little America band. But yeah, no, that's it is. So, so anyway, so still dragging this out, but no, it's a good idea. I like it. I'm behind that. I just like, it's just, I hope they remember that they're engage everything, and because that's where we connect with at a deeper level, when we can engage all the senses and have everything and understand what's going on. So like I said, I just don't like it when they're just doing things because they're being quote unquote pressured to do something. It just drives me batty.
All right. Well. All right. That's end of that discussion. Next news item is Mama Odie, Lewis, Ralphie, Charlotte, and more audio animatronics for Tiana's Bayou Adventure have been shared via some new images and video. And yeah, I'm just going to quickly go through them. I'm sure you guys have seen them online already. And these animatronics look really, really good. This is, I guess, their next generation. I'm not sure what generation or iteration these are.
That'd be a question for Lewis. I think they're 5.5 per my conversation with him a while back.
Okay. 5.5?
I think so.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but that must mean it's the 5th version.
Yeah.
Okay. The Mama Odie animatronic is one of the more impressive ones, which is previewed in the video. The cast of Princess and the Frog will return to voice their characters for the attraction, including Jennifer Lewis, I
Good.
guess Annika
Good.
Nani Rose,
Yeah.
and Bruno Campos,
Naveen.
and Michael Leon Lewis. Yeah. So, were we gonna say something, Becky?
Oh, well, I think that they look amazing. Looking at Mama Odie,
Yeah.
she looks like a real person.
I know, right?
It's amazing. It's crazy. I can't even wrap my head around the fact that there's this kind of technology.
Yep.
I know.
You want to know what I find impressive about Mama Odie? Her hands.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
you're so right.
Yeah, look at her hands. Now, one of the things that I was as a little kid, my brother beat this into me because my brother, the artist in Wichita, taught me quite quickly that I'm not going to be an artist, and I'm okay with that. Is that when I was trying to draw hands, how incredibly difficult they are to draw. They're really, really difficult to draw. And in order to actually have that, people don't think about it, but the hands, if you look at your own hand right now, you're going to see all these little intricate things with your knuckles to the wrinkles in the skin and flipping them over, the palms and whatnot. And then looking at them and then making sure they're proportional. Looking at her hands, I saw them and holy crap, her hands look like a real set of hands. And that's not an easy thing to accomplish because most of the time they look like gloves, like it's a plastic over the skeleton. That doesn't look like that at all.
No.
It's amazing. And then and to me, that's what struck out in my hand. That's because my frame of reference goes there. But then you look at her face and you look at everything and it's like, holy crap, like.
Every
Whoa.
line on her forehead, down to the details of how many necklaces, bracelets.
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing.
The costuming is amazing on her. Like it's really, really well done. So these are the moments I have when I see these things. I'm like, okay, reassure me more, Disney, that this attraction is going to be worthy of you swapping out.
Yeah.
Because then
does bring some excitement, and I do really like that those actors are coming back to actually do the voice.
Yeah.
I think that's really great. That brings a different energy to me.
And then looking at Lewis too, it's a character, and I like that. It's not a caricature of a character. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like the character. So going back to the movie, like I said, it is a really good movie. I mean, Princess of the Frog is a good movie. And look at the character, like it's the character, and I appreciate it. Now, I am, to be fair, having my difficulty wrapping myself with so far what they presented about Tiana, because it is outside of the character that we've known up to this point.
Yeah.
It's the Dora the Explorer version of her, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the look. I'm just not. I don't think it looks well on her. But then, to be fair, I would have preferred that they take, true, this is taking after the movie, so progressing, we already talked about my problems with that, but they're trying to progress the character, but I still feel like it's out of character that we know it to this point. So that's why you got to reserve judgment till the end of it. Like, I'm still worried, but when I see these things, it makes me feel a little bit more comfortable, like, okay, this is actually going to be, all right. But it's got huge shoes to fill.
It does.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Well, but it's definitely, as I said before, it's a step in the right direction here, and we shall see how.
Well, no, and this is where I'm going to give props, because I think the last few times I've been very critical about Disney promoting the promotions department and advertising, because they haven't been they had been to this point dropping the ball on what they need to do to create excitement for this attraction.
Right.
This is another step in the right direction. So continue to do this, Disney, please, because if you need to generate excitement for this, you have to. There's no way around it. You guys are on a very short leash with a lot of people. So whatever you can do to kind of say, hey guys, we haven't lost our touch. We still are Disney. We still have the standards and all these things. Whatever they can do to help build that, please continue, because we need that. And it makes me, like I said, when I saw these, like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I like that. Like, I'm not gonna just talk smack. Like, it's legit cool looking. So.
And we're about 2 months away from
Florida's.
Yeah. Okay. And do we know when Disney Plus is releasing the Tiana series?
No, I have not. I've been trying to. I've been loosely trying to track that, and I haven't seen anything yet. To be fair, it's not something I'm going to want to watch, so I haven't really
Right.
been paying attention to it.
I know I haven't seen much. It's something I would turn on and see if the girls like it.
Right.
My oldest does like Princess and the Frog a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, end of the day, it's a good movie. It is
Yeah.
a good movie.
Well, and I'm curious how it ties in the characters that we've heard about, the new characters,
Oh.
as well as Tiana,
Yeah.
this version of Tiana, because I am like you. I mean, I'm pretty girly anyway, too. So the thought of seeing Tiana in a big ball gown, that's, I
Yeah.
would like that.
Yeah, and I think, again...
I don't think I'm going to get that, but I would like it.
Well, yeah, no,
But
yeah.
I'd like to be introduced to this version of Tiana.
Yeah, and this was my critique, maybe last show before, is that the danger of introducing new characters without giving us a platform to connect in with them. There's pitfalls right there. So if they are going to do the show, and then that way people can begin to bridge that gap is incredibly important. So if they do that, and this is all part of the bigger plan, this is what I'm saying. Seeing pieces and what we'd seen until this moment made us all kind of like, uh-oh. But like I said, props to them because they're beginning to be like, okay, we need to, I think maybe somebody said, hey, we need to create excitement for this.
Yeah.
And we need to, how are we going to do this? And this is how we're doing it. So good on them, because it is. It makes me feel like I said, it makes me feel a little bit better. It takes me off the ledge a couple feet, a couple steps back, and then we'll see where we go from there. Don't pull me back to the edge, Disney. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Okay. All right. Well, next news item is a very interesting one. Disneyland Steakhouse makes a comeback, this time in downtown Disney. Disneyland plans a new steakhouse and barbecue concepts for the former Tortilla Joe's location. Disneyland will once again have a steakhouse after shuttering a clubby and pricey restaurant during the pandemic that took diners back to a bygone era of lavish decadence and old Hollywood glamour with dirty martinis, bone-in ribeyes, and a legendary 24-layer chocolate cake.
They need to go back to that.
I would love the cake.
100%. Disneyland plans to open a new steakhouse and barbecue concept at the former Tortilla Joe's in downtown Disney. No opening dates were announced for the steakhouse, restaurant, and adjacent barbecue eatery. The Disneyland Hotel was home for decades to Steakhouse 55 and its predecessors until the restaurant met its demise during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Garbage.
WDI created a new lobby lounge in the former Steakhouse 55 location.
Which is weird.
It's weird. I have notes on that. I actually went in there.
Okay.
There is no shortage of steakhouses in Disneyland area with Morton's, Fleming's, and Ruth Chris's restaurants across Catella Avenue near the Anaheim Convention Center. What steakhouse and barbecue joint are heading to downtown Disney? Actually, they haven't made any announcement yet, but here are a few possibilities. And it could be a new iteration of Steakhouse 55.
That is what it should be.
But they say that's unlikely. A Steakhouse 71, which is Walt Disney World's take on Disneyland Steakhouse 55.
Same thing then.
Yes. Let me see. Patina operates Nick and Steph's Steakhouse by James Beard, award-winning chef. Was it Joaquin? I don't know his last name. In downtown LA and Midtown Manhattan.
That's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah. So I think the Patina Group owns a couple restaurants in downtown Disney.
Yeah, and it would make sense that
Okay.
they continue to increase their footprint in there.
There's a couple other Disney Springs. Like I said, has the STK Steakhouse in Disney Springs, which I showed you guys a link to that. And that
That looked amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Who knows? I have no idea what it's going to be. I think they're going to end up demoing that Tortilla Joe's because that does not look like a steakhouse or anything like that.
Well, you could. Nah.
No, it looks like a Mission or something. They're not.
It does, but they could
Yeah.
redo the facade and be fine with the interior.
Is it 2 levels right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a nice upstairs outdoor balcony.
Yeah, no. The way,
Oh yeah, there is the outdoor
Yeah,
balcony upstairs. I forgot.
No, I think when it comes right down to it, Disney's not going to do a full demo of that building. They will use it. They'll reskin it and call it a day.
Probably.
Yeah.
The inside structure is sound, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, you just retheme it. You retheme the restaurant and then do whatever. And then if they're partnering with like the Patina Group, then it makes sense that Patina will be like, okay, we'll cover blah 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 blah. And they probably worked out a contract already where there would be, cover the cost and blah blah blah.
Sure.
Because without Steakhouse 55 there, and then it doesn't have downtown Disney doesn't have one.
Right.
They're like they mentioned, the article mentions that there one's like two adjacent to it, but nothing in it.
Right.
So that's going to be a different thing, because I honestly think the whole shuttering of Steakhouse 55 was just stupid, and I think I mean, I kind of at one point agree. I see it, because if no one's coming to the park, no one's going to the hotel, no one's going to be there. I get that
Sure.
to an extent.
But why wouldn't it come back?
That is where I'm kind of like, that's weird to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it's great to have a steakhouse there. I think we need one for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm very excited about that, and hopefully that comes up soon. But who
Well,
knows?
and I know like Morton's, Ruth Chris, like they're popular, but I'd love to see one that isn't a chain like that.
Yes.
And that's what that was my comment. Like, can we do something not a big chain of steakhouses?
Right.
You know?
Mhm.
I mean, like a Sizzler.
Yeah, can we do that? Jack,
Yeah.
Jack in the Box Plus.
No.
Actually, I do like the salad bar at Sizzler.
There you go. See, there you go.
I do.
Yeah, there's a Sizzler right by my house, but I haven't been there yet. Ever.
Yeah, there's one.
We actually, a funny story. So we never did. And then my father-in-law requested that one year on his birthday. And we were all like, are you sure? Why are we doing that? But then the salad bar was really good.
Okay.
Their bread
And
is
ours
pretty
is really clean and like a nice staff and stuff. So
Okay.
we were pleasantly surprised.
good.
Hold on. Right on. All right. Well, Steakhouse, we shall anticipate you doing
Mystery Steakhouse incoming.
that. I'd like to get
I
Jay.
will definitely go there.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too. And I'd like to get Jay's take on that whenever.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'm sure he'll
Yes.
head on over.
Yes. Okay. Next news item. Actually, Becky, I think, did send us this one to us. Disneyland
Yeah.
Magic Key Holder banned a year after.
Ban him!
Oh, sorry.
wait.
The Magic Key Holder banned for a year after reselling tickets. A longtime Disneyland Resort Magic Key Holder has been banned from using his pass for a complete year after selling his tickets online. Andrew Rich, a Magic Key Holder from Spokane, Washington, has been banned from using his annual pass for a year after selling a pair of tickets to the Sweethearts Night on eBay. Rich states that he purchased the tickets as a Valentine's Day gift for his wife. However, the couple tested positive for COVID-19 before the event. Rich ended up selling the tickets on eBay to ensure somebody would use the tickets. I delivered them for sale at face value. He told the OC Register he has been an annual pass holder since the late 1990s. After shortly after the sale, Disney discovered his transaction, and Rich's Magic Key was suspended for a year through January 24, 2025. Despite the suspension, the pass and the believed tier. He had the believed tier of the Magic Key must still be paid in full, totaling $1,000. The fine print on the Disneyland Resort website for special events specifically notes tickets are non-refundable and may not be resold or transferred for commercial purposes. No refunds will be given for any changes or cancellation due to inclement weather or otherwise. Believing the punishment was wildly out of scale response, Rich has attempted to appeal the decision, contacting Disneyland's Magic Key revocation team. President of Disneyland Resort Ken Potrock and Chairman of Disney Parks Experiences Products Josh J. Morrow all have denied his appeal. He also reached out using the consumer advocacy group Elliott Advocacy, to which Disney responded saying that the decision would not be reversed. So what are your thoughts on that scenario for Mr. Rich?
I felt pretty mixed on it. Oh man, I still am mixed. I go back and forth. I feel it's harsh, and Disney's definitely taking a stance. I do feel bad in the fact that he sold them at face value, so he wasn't making a profit, and he was sick.
Yeah.
So it is good that somebody could get that. However, I know off air, Mark, you mentioned a really good point that you would have called Disney and asked them how to handle something with the reselling of it, or how, if there was anything you could do. That was my initial thought too. I probably would have called to see if there's anything that I could do. And, Disney is a great company. There are a lot of times that they do work with you
For sure.
on various things. It's hard. I think Disney maybe does have to take a stance, and they can't start bending the rules. That just gets into such a gray area. However, it does feel kind of harsh.
Yeah, well, that's well said.
Well, yeah, and yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit before. And it's one of those ones where there's no really good, easy answer. I guess it's kind of going to fall into where you fall into your thoughts on Disney and people and whatnot. So, to me, both parties have fault in this. Okay.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I would like to know, and it's not mentioned in the article, is whether or not he reached out to them prior to this incident.
Yes.
So that would be, because the one thing that Disney can do is they can, and it's been done often, is show some magic. So it's like,
Sure.
hey, we've got COVID-19. Like, however you feel about it, it's whatever. If they're too sick to travel, they're too sick to travel. And they're going to say, we want to go, but this is unexpected. So the out that Disney always gives is that caveat. Like, it cannot be for weather, inclement weather, or otherwise. So this is where I fault Disney's like, hey, he would have been there.
Yeah.
But this is it is something that is completely out of left field. So this is where Disney could have shown grace. But that being said, at this point, I have a feeling like he didn't reach out to Disney prior. He just did that. So this is where I go, dude, that's where you messed up. Now that could all change. If he did reach out and said, hey, Disney, help me here, and then Disney said, nah, too bad, then I would be like, no, Disney, come on.
Sure.
Like, come on.
Sure.
But in reading the article, my sense is this, like, Disney absolutely 100% has every right to stand where they are. Whether you agree with that or not is not even the point. They have 100% right. Now,
you broke a rule at the end of the day.
Exactly, and they do have to, in order to get reselling under control, you have to be a jerk about it. You have to.
Yep.
You can't do that. Again, so this is where, crazy it may sound, I'm leaning more on Disney's side because, dude, communicate. And if he did that, now, see, this is where I'm like, well, now that I can't, now help me, everybody else. His appeal, now, and this is where Disney could have been something like, hey, Josh, dude, help a brother out.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, yeah, I screwed up. Like, I should have probably done that, but I didn't think you'd do anything for me. So I did this. And the fact that he didn't sell them at face value is definitely on his side. Like, he wasn't trying to do it for a profit. It was literally for somebody to go enjoy the park like they do. So this is why it's nuanced. But I honestly, I'm leaning a little bit more on Disney. Like, without knowing, I wish I could know. Because it's a pretty pivotal point on whether or not he reached out to Disney prior to doing this. So.
Yeah, and I am curious. I know that in one of the articles I was reading, they mentioned that the reason why they knew it was him is it was connected to his magic key, and they could kind of track it that way. Yeah. I wonder if there's anything else that they've tracked from previous times.
100%.
That on him specifically.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
Too. Yeah, and maybe they saw him buying, I don't know, 10 Oogie Boogie Bash tickets or something that was a bit of more of a red flag.
Yeah.
I think that there could be more to the story that we don't know.
Well, yeah, and that's a very good point because to me it does seem like a pretty harsh, like, if this is the one time he's done that, then bam, like, holy crap, like, hold on a second. But that's why it does it. It feels like we're missing key points to what happened in order to make like a full like assessment of who's in the right and who's the wrong. But like I said, right now, as I said, Disney, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. And as much as I hate big corporations in this point in time, when it comes to them trying to control reselling, which we've all admitted for a very long time is a big problem.
It is.
And it creates this black market for crap, and it makes it difficult for everybody who just wants to enjoy it. It is something how do you do that? Right. So, yeah. I currently, with the information I have, I'm like, Disney, well, as much as I don't like it, you're not wrong.
No.
You're not wrong.
Nope. It's just a bad situation.
It is. It's just.
It is.
Yeah.
And I wonder, I did see that he has a wife and she had a magic key. Is she banned? Because I think that if this happened, I would tell my husband, I'm sorry, but this
Deuces,
year
I'm going to the park.
Yeah.
I guess you're going to have to pay full boat. Sucks to be you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, the other
kidding,
part of it
but
too is like, no, the other part of it too is they still have to keep on making the payment. Oh, man.
I know that's horrible.
And
Yeah,
you still gotta pay.
and you'd have
Rough.
to constantly think about that.
Yeah, honestly, I think Disney, if they want to do the soft back on kind of show, like, okay, we're going to suspend it. You're not going to make any payments. 1 year, you can't come into the park. Whatever. If you want to, you have to pay full boat. Come 2025, when this is up, then we'll just start you off where you began. That's where I'm kind of like, bro, because think about it this way. Maybe he hadn't activated his year like Mark did. When Mark, because we all know how it goes, right? You can pay for it, but then until you go step into the park day one, click is when it starts. So maybe he hadn't even walked in the park yet. So he'll pay for it, but it won't activate until he steps on. I'm just trying to be optimistic. He probably has been in the park, and he probably be screwed out of the grand. But hey, I'm trying to be positive for him.
Yeah. Like a win-win, hopefully.
But anyway, yeah. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Okay. Next news item is Fantasmic Showtime's announced for return to Disneyland. The Fantasmic return date is now on the Disneyland Park calendar, with Showtime's officially listed. In fact, Fantasmic will officially return to Disneyland on May 24th, and the Showtimes have just been added to the official calendar. On May 24th, there will be 2 showings, one at 9 p.m. and a second at 10:30.
I.e. time to go ride other rides.
Yes.
Ride other things.
Yes.
Well, I was going to do a little clap into the microphone. I'm excited that it's coming back.
Yeah. This will be the
no,
first
I
time
am too. I am too.
So
I know. Yeah, you're excited because now you can get on to things without a big line.
Yeah, it'll be 13 months since it last played. Yeah, I'm glad it's back. This is one of those things that the park it's famous for now, and it's one of those things that, you know, if you enjoy it, go do it. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it, but I also enjoy taking advantage of doing other things while this is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And I think it's something that it just adds a good atmosphere at
100%.
night. Even if you're not sitting there watching it, just kind of going back and forth in that area or hearing it, it adds a great atmosphere.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So I'm glad this is back, and I wonder if they're going to be doing it just weekend nights only for now, or I don't even know what day of the week May 24th is. I guess you know what?
I think
we have the technology.
We can look.
Find out. Yeah, that's crazy.
And I
Friday.
know that's okay. It's Labor Day weekend, right?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Labor Day weekend.
Okay. Well, then that is a good time to start. It's probably
Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Sorry, Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
No, I knew what you meant, but I'm like, okay.
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
One
yes,
I have
a
off.
holiday.
Yeah. It's a paid holiday for me.
It'd probably be Friday, Saturday, and Sundays for now, and then in the summer it might go, I don't know, 7 nights a week or something. But
yeah,
I'm glad it's back.
And there's going to be some updates because we've got Peter Pan coming back, that scene, and Pirates is out, and then I think they're not bringing back the dragon. I don't believe.
Not that version of it.
Oh my God!
Right.
You know,
so I'm curious
how
that's gonna be.
how awesome would it be if they kept it under wraps and then they just dropped the dragon?
Oh yeah.
Mind blowing. They're not going to, but man, would that be cool? They need to. I made the argument before. As much as I'm not a Fantasmic guy, they need to bring it back. 100%.
At some point.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to, Disney.
Yeah.
You have to, because
go ahead.
Oh,
sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I have a prediction that I have no basis though for this, but yeah, a hot take. So I've watched Florida's version a long time ago, and then now they've updated it, and they have added more Frozen into their Moana's in it, kind of these other princess scenes, so to speak. I think there's going to be something with Tiana in it.
Yeah, it would make sense. Yeah,
and I think they're going to add Frozen. It may not be exactly like Disney World's because the setup is different, but I think they're going to change up that portion of it where it's the princesses and you have kind of that magical, whimsical time. I think they're going to change it. And I think Tiana will be in it. That's my prediction.
Well, she's sort of in it. Aren't all the princesses on the
I don't
end?
know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, at the end. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I think maybe there's going to be a bigger scene.
No, and honestly, that's a fair assessment because of
Yeah.
what with it coming to the park. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't want people to hate me, but I have watched Disney World's version, and while I don't think it's better, I wouldn't mind that portion of it coming.
Oh.
I thought that it was great when I YouTubed it.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough.
Hmm.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that yet, but yeah, I don't know. I'm be curious to see how this is going to be received by the Disneyland fans. So yeah. All right. Last news item, and we'll make this one quick. Disney to update their accessibility services. Disneyland and Walt Disney World announced an upcoming change to their services offered to guests with disabilities. And it will change the way these visitors plan their next theme park vacation. These changes take effect May 20th at Disney World and June 18th here at Disneyland Resort, giving the visitors the opportunity to become familiar with the services which will be available during their visit. Disney is dedicated to providing a great experience for all guests, including those with disabilities, which is why we are so committed to delivering a wide range of innovative, supportive services aimed at helping our guests with disabilities have a wonderful time when visiting our theme parks. Let's see. Starting today, visitors planning trips to both parks can visit an updated website for each resort, which provides detailed accessibility information for every stage of their trip. So now basically what I think the gist of it is that you are not going to be going to City Hall. Outside an Esplanade, you can have it taken care of there to see if you qualify for the disability program or not. And that's going to be, and they're using like a third-party independent company to evaluate that situation. And because I guess the big problem is people were taking advantage of this situation and making it bad for those folks who actually need it. Whether you can't, physically stand in line, or for some other reason you can't be in line, I don't know. But for those people that need it, it was a great service. But a lot of people were sort of tagging on or making things up, and I guess those people that they find out are getting banned for life in the park, which I think is good. But I don't know. This sounds like it's a good thing. They're hiring a third-party company that actually specializes in this, that can evaluate stuff.
Well, okay. So this is where it's interesting to me, because while clearly people are going to take advantage of whatever loophole you can give them, there are people who are unscrupulous and will absolutely do that. The other part of me, though, is like, I'm curious how are they going to figure? HEPA laws are a real thing. How are they going to figure this out? Like, without, because we're not by any way, legal, shape, or form required to disclose any of our medical situations at all. So while I get what they're trying to do and trying to weed out the bad actors, okay, cool. But how? I'm curious. So whenever this goes into effect, I'm very curious. I want to know the process. I'm curious on how it's going to work out, because I haven't heard anything for how they're going to do it. Just a third party's going to do it, and they're going to handle it. And then now it's gone from a bigger party, though, so shrinking down the party size, from what I've heard, to like, I think it was from at 8 to down to 6, or maybe even less. So I
did hear that, but something I was reading about it is, so it's saying, I believe maybe only 4, or
I think it's
something
4.
to that extent.
Yeah.
However, if you are a family and you have 3 kids and 2 parents, the other kid, you don't have to have one of your children just wait. You all get in. Or if you have 8 kids, you all get in. But where they draw the line is if, say, I'm going with my husband and girls and my parents parents would not be included.
Right.
It would just be me, my husband, and my kids.
Right. And I get that. That's why I'm curious.
Do get that.
Yeah, because like I said, I haven't, as of yet, as of time recording, haven't read or heard anything to be a more detailed outline of what they're going to use. Well, what their criteria is going to be to make this happen. So I'm curious, because yeah, definitely people who are taking advantage need to be like weeded out. Like, how messed up are you going to be? It's like, hey, you know, I'm going to make it more difficult for the person who actually needs it just because I want.
I know.
Yeah, it's unscrupulous. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me feel sad, you know,
Yeah.
that there are people like that,
Yeah.
but it is true. And I don't want to fully speak on this just because this isn't something I've experienced and I'm taking someone else's experience, but I do know somebody recently that used their system, and Disney actually did a FaceTime ahead of time to talk with them as the parents and their child who has autism.
Okay.
And they were very impressed with how Disney handled it.
Yeah.
And to me, it sounded very similar to the new system. So I don't know necessarily that it was fully the new system, but possibly they're kind of starting that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
If people call in now.
Yeah.
And so they were very impressed with it, and that Disney, they said, handled it really beyond what they would have thought.
Well,
Good.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, that's good to hear, because a lot of people are going to talk until we have people going through the system that we know. It's like we're basically going on hearsay and third party knowledge in what they're saying. So hopefully they're really paying attention, because this is a very, very delicate subject to broach to come in and talk.
It is.
So it's one of those things. That's why I'm curious with the HEPA laws. Like, how are they going to pull this off? I was
curious with that. Yeah. And also, I wouldn't want to be the person making these decisions.
Right?
No.
I would not. I do not envy them.
Yeah.
No. It says they can schedule a pre-arrival conversation between 2 and 30 days before arrival.
Yeah.
And even if you somehow miss that window, you can talk in person with an accessibility services cast member at the resort.
Good. All good.
And I assume those particular folks would be trained to deal
Yeah.
with this. And
Yeah,
it
I
looks
would
like
think.
this third party company, I mean, they must employ nurses or doctors that might be able to specialize.
Or NPs or something.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Mhm.
And it's all. I think it's all good, and I think they're trying to streamline this and make it fair for everybody.
Well, the only curiosity makes me kind of go like, why are they going with a third party? That it makes me feel.
A lawsuit or something.
Yeah, it makes me feel like they're trying to limit their liability in this. So
their exposure.
their exposure to that. So that's the only thing that makes me go like, Disney, just bring it in house. Maybe they're gonna do what they'll do. What they do often is they'll bring a third party in, figure out how they do it, figure out what they want to tweak, and then like, you're out. We'll take over now.
Yeah.
And it could be very well, we could be reading about it in a year now or even less. Like, well, that third party's now gone or been absorbed by Disney, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
As long as it's done properly, that's the most important part.
Yeah.
It needs to be done properly.
Yes, it does.
It's a very delicate situation, so yeah.
Okay. Well, we shall watch it with great interest. All right.
Passing interest, really.
Passing interest. All right. Well, that's going to wrap up the news for episode 195. Now let's talk about my trip in our feature presentation.
And now for our feature presentation.
All right. So we're talking about I was at the park last week, tax day, Monday, April 15th.
I was so jealous.
Well, you should have been, because I had a fabulous time. But you can stop me any time and ask questions.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's start from before we got to the park. We stayed at the Eden Roc.
Yeah, you sent that picture. That was
Yes,
funny.
yes. And thank you, Dan, for that tip.
How was it?
Well, I thought it was okay. I thought it was good, and it was good for Wendy and I. Didn't bring any of the kids. It's gonna be okay. So the room we got was kind of small. So the bathroom was small, like the kitchen area was small.
Okay.
This kitchen area, like the bathroom sink was small. There was no kitchen, but the room was quiet. The room was clean. The staff was super friendly, super
Good. All
super
good.
That's great.
Super. I mean, whatever you need, they would get you. The lobby is, there aren't any amenities there, really. They have like a little snack center which has like candy bars and colas and crap like that.
Okay.
You can
Right.
buy, but there's no kitchen. There's no coffee bar. They have a small pool which looks like it's from 1950 or something. And that is really like the only negative. What's positive is, like I said, it was clean, it was quiet, friendly staff, super close to the park. Dan said it took him 20 minutes to get to the park. It took us, because I was timing it, so it's right across from Catella, and that's the main thing. So, do you know where Pixar Place Hotel is now?
Mm-hmm.
It's right next to that. So,
okay.
I could walk from Eden Roc to the security gates in 10 minutes. And that's the back security gates, but the ones by Disneyland.
The one to get in much quicker.
Okay.
Yeah. So to me, it was super, super accessible. Now, I kept all these mental notes, the things to talk about, is that, Becky, I don't think it would be great for your family, but if you and your husband went, I think it would be great for you and your husband.
You think because of the room size?
Well, they must have bigger rooms, okay? But there's not very kid accessible. I mean, there aren't things to do around it. As Dan mentioned out, there's a Coco's across the street, but it's all shuttered, so you can't go there for dinner or whatever, or coffee or whatever in the morning. It's next door to the Westin Hotel, that beautiful hotel, which has a lot of really nice high-end places to go to eat or get coffee. But super easy to walk to that area, but like I said, I wouldn't really call it kid friendly. There are much more kid friendly hotels around the area that I would go to first.
I'm looking at their website right now.
But like Udi, if you and I go, or when we go, this would be an ideal spot for us.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it'd be super close. I mean, like literally, like the closest place to go to eat is Trader Sam's.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. I'm
cool.
looking at its location right here. I'm like, oh yeah, that is right there.
Yeah, and when Disneyland Forward comes to fruition, holy cow, is this?
It's going to be right there.
It's going to be right there.
Yep.
So if I'm the owners of this place, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna. But I think there's a ton of potential for this place to get even better. And I wrote them a nice note saying, thank you for having us over. I mean, we paid for it, but thank you for having us. You guys were great. I look forward to staying with you guys in the future. So I give it all pluses. If you're just maybe adults going, but not like families. It's just not. There's not a whole lot to do. And if you need to go get like convenience store stuff, you're not anywhere near any of that stuff. So, but like I said, if you get a chance to go with your husband, Becky, I would highly recommend doing it. Loved it. Okay, so LTP approved for the Eden Roc.
Yay, that's good. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. And I even sent him a picture of me in the front doing the thumbs up, and he was very happy about that.
Aw.
First night, we got there Sunday. We went over to Trader Sam's, put our name in, and of course, didn't have reservations, but we got in about half an hour.
Not bad.
No, we got to sit inside.
Very cool. I saw the picture.
Yeah. I explained to them that I hadn't scanned into the park yet for the first time, so would I be able to get my discount? And the host said, "Ooh, I don't know," because Wendy bought some snacks prior to that at the Disneyland Hotel, and they tried to use my pass and it wouldn't work. So
Right. And
Oh.
So I told the hostess there, and she goes, "Oh, we can try to pull something for you." And I go, "Cool." I go, "Otherwise, I can run down, scan in,
yeah, right.
and run back." She goes, "Oh, why don't you try that?" I go, "Okay." So I left, and like not even 4 minutes later, my phone went off saying your table's ready. I go, "Crap!" So I just gotten through security. I go, "Okay, I'm gonna turn back around." I came back around. Anyways, we had a great time at Trader Sam's. I had the usual. Actually, I got some platter, which was okay. Actually, the drink was good. The vibe was. Becky, have you been to Trader Sam's?
Yes, but it's been a really long time.
You need to change that in your next trip.
Yeah.
For sure. Just at least go for a cocktail or something. I know Udi doesn't like the beans, but the beans are great.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Those. Have you had those?
No, I don't think I've had those.
Oh,
Not a fan of the
I'm
edamame.
pretty sure I just had a drink. It's been so long, but I think it was just a drink.
okay. They're not. They're green beans. They're not the edamame.
I thought they're on
No.
Hmm.
They're like
Oh.
these long green beans, panko crusted. Yeah, they're super good.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it's a really good sauce. So that it's just always like a really good vibe. And we got to sit inside at the bar.
Oh, that's great.
It turned out though, it actually was a really nice night to be out there because they had torches going. And
Very cool.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, they did let us use the 10% discount on food there.
Oh, cool.
He said,
Nice.
yeah, don't even worry about it. I go, cool. Okay. So, anyways, so plus for all that, wonderful time. And after that, we went to downtown Disney for a little bit and walked around. And the night before, they sailed the walls around Central Crow, what used to be the Uva Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following day, they took them down. That's why I took
Yeah,
pictures. I was telling Wendy, I go, oh my God. And she goes, what are you even excited about? And I go, don't you remember they had the walls up last night? She goes, no. And I go, no, they were. The walls were here. We also, that outdoor lounge where the stage is, I showed you guys like that video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, the vibe is exactly what I thought it would be.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. There was a live act playing there. Wendy and I sat down, and not even 15 seconds later, she wraps up. She goes, "I'm going to take a break now." I'm
Like,
"Oh."
no.
Yeah. But some other future trip will go out and experience that. But I loved it. I love the design of what they're doing. That Din Tai Fung is going to be massive over there. Parkside Cafe or Parkside Market, whatever it's going to be called, is going to be huge. Star Wars Trading Post looks like shit.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, I told Wendy, this needs to be something else. This is an absolute joke.
Yeah.
Do they even have it going on out there or no?
Oh, no, yeah, it's going there, but
yeah.
you don't need that. I mean, turn that into an indie restaurant or something. I don't know why it's not.
And was it empty? People going in even?
There are a few people going in, but you wouldn't call it popular by any stretch of the imagination. There's a bunch of like construction walls around it and gates and things, but not related to that.
Right.
Okay, so I wrote down what we did, just because so I could keep a track of that, and it kind of like, well, the gist of this whole trip was to go to Food and Wine Festival. But you can't just go to Food and Wine Festival. You gotta get to Disneyland. So think of this as going to a concert, one of your favorite bands, and like you look at the set list, and it's like, okay, maybe we didn't do all of our favorite songs, but we did we did some popular songs, we did some hits, and we did some deeper cuts, which you don't normally get to see.
Right.
Which is how I'm gonna sort of go on with this theme of the park. Okay, so we started in Disneyland. We went out of tradition. It's fine. So calm down, Udi.
No, I can't handle it.
Started with a trip on the Disneyland Railroad.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
Okay.
I know. Don't you to calm down.
I feel awkward right now.
Yeah. I didn't realize this, but the New Orleans station not even open. Because I was going to say that.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it, but that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I just said, well, no, let's go through, Adventureland, go down Main Street, go to Adventureland, do some stuff, and then hit the train. Oh, I'm glad we didn't do that because that wasn't even an option.
Yeah, because the Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion is all shut down. Yeah. So we started off with Disneyland Railroad, did that, and came back around on Main Street. Then we went down to Pirates.
Okay.
Yay.
And I'm just going to say this right now, and you're going to find this out when you go, Becky. Lightning Lane
Stupid.
has screwed everything up in the park. Every single thing.
I hate hearing that.
Is because all the ills of society or whatever in here are because of the stupid Lightning Lane. It has pushed everything out and made everything just like, what the heck is going on? But whatever, you got to deal with it, I suppose, for now. So we did Pirates, then twist, a little deep cut here. We went to Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Yes. Because I was explaining to Wendy, I go, look, the ride kind of isn't what we isn't our thing, but I think the theming of the queue is completely I think it's beautiful, and no one ever talks about it, and she had never been down there. So yeah, or at least she hadn't remembered being down there. And I go, look, there's a stream here, and check out this waterfall. It goes under here, it goes all the way out here. She goes, what? And so we did all that, and she goes, no, you're right. And she goes, like this queue is wonderful, but the ride, you can just skip the ride. But we did the ride. Then after that, we came back up and we did the treehouse, walked through that.
How was that?
Oh, I thought it was great. I love it.
Good.
I just did it for the views of it. I don't really care about.
I know
anything
some
else.
of the pictures you sent of the views were really pretty.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I didn't do much like press a button, but no. I mean,
looked
I'm
great.
I'm glad it's back, and yes, it looks wonderful at night. Seeing that thing glow, holy cow, beautiful. Okay, and then after that, we did Indiana Jones. Took some pictures for you. We didn't even wait that long. We waited maybe 10 minutes outside, and then we got to the temple, and we went all the way to the projector room.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, right
Okay.
before the projector room is where it stopped.
Wow.
And then we then we went through there, went up the stairs, and then down the stairs to load. We were probably the 8th people back from being loading. Oh, the ride broke down.
No. Oh my God.
So we waited for a little bit, but still fun. Okay, so that was the Indy. Then at that point, it's probably like noon-ish, and we decided, well, we need to go over to DCA so we can start doing
Right.
food and wine. But we wanted to do a couple rides before, so a couple attractions.
Yep.
So we scan it over to DCA, and gosh, how wonderful it is to have a Magic Key back. I'm so stoked. Got the Sip and Savor pass just as Jay suggested. Then we went over to Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy mission Breakout.
Break out.
Very nice.
Yeah, she goes, I don't know about this. She goes, I don't like going on this thing, but let's do it before we eat. I go, sure. Okay. So we did that. We waited in line for close to an hour. So it was backed up. It was like almost like the night when we went with Jess and who was with us else that night? Patrick or something. Remember how we sat inside we were outside and we got
Oh,
squirted?
yeah.
Squirted by that parade?
Yeah.
So the line was out there. But anyways, we went on that, and she was like, okay, actually, I don't not like this anymore. I think this is super fun.
It's
Like,
a great
Oh,
one.
that's good.
It's
so
a great one.
maybe I should try it.
Oh, that's right. You are afraid of it, huh?
Uh-huh.
Do
Oh.
it.
No, do it. It's so fun. If the line was short, I would have gone back. I think would have gone back on again. Then after that, we got the Sip and Savor pass. We already predetermined what we had wanted to get, and we went. We did exactly as Jay said. We went to one booth and ordered everything, and then we just took pictures of what we took and had stuff. Highlights for me were those sliders. Holy cow, those sliders were
Oh,
great.
really?
Yeah. The sliders were good. The grilled top sirloin was super good with the mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah, brisket slider. Oh, she liked the chile relleno empanada.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did you have it? Did you try it?
I did not have a sample of it. I was going to put my fork in her mix, but I don't think I was busy eating something else. I was eating the grilled top sirloin. That was great.
Okay.
She had the pulled pork and mac and cheese, which is great.
Oh, that looked really good to me.
Yeah, that was wonderful. She had the kiwi apple lemonade, which is great. After that, we went on Radiator Spring Racers.
Good.
Standby. And that took us 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Wow,
And we
that's
ended
great.
up getting the same car, which is funny. After that, we had reservations for the Magic Key Terrace. Now you've been up there.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I'd been up there.
How'd you like it?
Oh, I thought it was cool.
It was very cool.
Yeah, I got a beer and she got a seltzer, a hard seltzer. We didn't even need to eat because we had so much food.
Yeah.
But have you been up there, Becky?
No, I haven't.
But you know where it is, right?
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Okay, yeah. So I thought it was great, and I'll go back there again.
Yeah.
It's a nice little vibe, because they have like a limited menu, but I think you can order. I mean, I think if you order something, they'll just bring it to you from the other restaurant.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, really? They'll bring it over to you?
I think so because I saw
that's
people
great.
eating things that I didn't see on the menu. Maybe
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Dude, you're a magic key holder at that point. Bring me what I want.
No,
I'm
well,
kidding.
I should say that.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, I know.
But they have a bar that's dedicated just to the terrace, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
And they'll make you whatever you want, and just like it doesn't have to be on the menu. But I opted for a beer because it was about 70 degrees and cloudy, and it started getting warm. Actually, beer sounds really, really good. Very limited selection of beer. I didn't like that, but whatever. But after that, let's see. What did I do? after that, we went back over to Disneyland and went on Hyperspace Mountain.
Nice.
At that point, it was a 75-minute wait, but I said, Wendy, I think if they're doing it now, because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, let's see if we can get on a single rider. She goes, what? And I go, yeah. And here's where it is. And it's not where you think it is. And so we went to where it was. And it was, we went in there, but it was backed up because other people keyed off that as well. So we waited, but we actually got onto it finally. Less than 75 minutes.
Yeah.
At this point, it's about 7 o'clock, 7:15. And one of the things that we wanted to do for sure was to go into Mark Twain close to dusk because when Phantasmic comes back, you will not be able to do the nighttime riding. And that's one of those hidden gems if you can find it. So I looked online to see how late it was running. It was running till 8. I go, crap. So at 7:15, we were getting out of line. I go, we need to get the mint juleps. So I did the mobile ordering for the mint julep bar, which I hate mobile ordering, but on a case like this, I'm going to do it. And they said, okay, you can pick up between 7:30 and 7:45. I go, okay.
Good.
So at this point, it's kind of getting dark. And so made our way over to the mint julep bar, massive line. It's like 7:22, 7:23, whatever. And I go, man. We can go on now because there may be only 2 more runs of the Mark Twain.
Yeah.
So I walk up there. I go, hey, can I I'm supposed to be at 7:30. It's like a little before. Can I get it? She goes, yeah, sure. And so I showed her my code. We got our mint juleps and took some pictures of them because I guess that's what we do now is take pictures of food. And then we made our way to the Mark Twain. And we got on board about 7:45, maybe 7:40 or something. And probably that was probably the highlight of the trip for me. Was doing that at dusk with some mint juleps.
Oh yeah, how cool!
On the top row.
Yeah.
And like I said, the park was beautiful. All the lights are going. It's weird seeing Haunted Mansion dark, but the treehouse was beautiful from where our perspective. And then had a nice picture of the Matterhorn with the castle and everything from that angle, which you don't. Really
I feel like that's a total vibe, just to be at dusk with the mint julep.
Yeah,
going around on the Mark Twain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was thinking, well, it would be great if they had some like live music going on. But honestly, there was part where it goes back behind like Splash Mountain or Tiana's Bayou where there's nothing going on, and it's nice. It's just absolutely nice. And like I say, it's 7:45, and at this point, it was only at this point in the day when I saw Galaxy's Edge, and I go, Wendy, we haven't even gone to Galaxy's Edge yet. She goes, oh, do you want to? I go, I don't think we actually need to because we have some other things we want to do.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, wow, we didn't go to Fantasyland or Galaxy's Edge or Toontown at all. And I'm like, what the heck? and so I go, Wendy, this is why we need like multiple days here. But no. So we did that. And then afterwards, let me see if I got this right. I think I know what we did after that. So after that, it's about 8 o'clock. We head over to Jungle Cruise. It's dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
And I know that like the girls only go on it because I asked them to go. Wendy's the same way. She goes, Mark, I don't understand what you can get out of this thing. And then yesterday I told her, I go, look, Wendy, I'm going to write you this page-long dissertation as to why this thing kicks ass. No.
And then she gave you a D+ on it.
No, I didn't write it yet. But I'm gonna.
For some reason, I picture her just at every joke, then just sitting there like, why does Mark like this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's thinking of me as she's watching me get happy with this thing, but.
I'm getting less attracted to you by the minute.
I know.
Poor Mark.
Yeah. No, but I appreciate her attitude to do all this stuff. She had a really good time. I don't think she'd go on it again, and that's fine. I have no trouble going on that by myself. Much the same way with people that go on Star Tours. You go on that, I'll do something else. So we did Jungle. Yeah. So that was actually posted at a 20-minute wait time. It was less than 10 minutes.
Great.
So. After that, the other thing that she wanted to do, that she asked when she really wanted to go on this trip is, can we go in the tiki room? I go, dude, I haven't been in the
Yay.
tiki room in probably 20 years.
Dude.
So-
Wait, you haven't been to the tiki room in 20 years?
Oh, probably not.
Sorry.
I know what.
No,
I just-
you didn't. You weren't. You should have been more shocked because I'm like, what the?
Well, I know you and I haven't been on it.
No.
Wait, you don't
No.
like... The tiki room is something that I have to do. I love the tiki room.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, we got to go.
Okay, yeah,
Went
well,
with the
But
family.
anyway, sorry.
so I go, hey, we're right next to the tiki room. Let's see if we can go in. Okay, so we did that, and then we walked in past the Dole Whip, the counter, and the guy, and the doors were open. They go, hey, can everyone come on in? I go, this is our time. So we did that.
How'd she like it?
Oh, I think she liked it. She wasn't like underwhelmed with it. She was like, okay. Well,
She understood why it had been 20 years.
I don't think I think she had been on it before. I didn't even ask her that, or in it before. It never occurred to me to ask, but she must have been on it before. But no, I thought it was fine, and I understand why it's there. It's one of those things that's it's a piece of history.
It is.
And definitely a nice testament to where we are today. Speaking of all the animatronics with Lewis and Tiana and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we went and did our last ride of the evening was attraction was Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and the line was long for that. The line kicked out to Rancho. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes. So that was about 45 minutes, and we waited for row 15. That's the picture.
Heck yeah.
We asked the cast member, "Hey, can we get row 15?" She goes, "Oh, it's kind of jammed right now, but if you want to just wait," or she goes, "Just go in the row 12." And I go, "That's fine, whatever. I'm not gonna make a big deal."
Yeah.
But then so we're waiting in row 12, and then the cast member actually came and pulled us out. And she goes, "You can just actually go to the 15 if you want." I go, "Okay, cool." So we did that. I go,
Yeah.
"That's like a
You
quick-
got to ride for everybody. Come on, that is a hack. You have to go to the back of the train. Back of the train, not the front, the back of the train.
Yes,
Believe me.
Yes.
Ride the back of the train.
Yes. Have you found that to be true, Becky?
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Okay, good.
It's a totally different experience.
Yep.
Yeah. And then after that, we that was about 9:30, 9:40. The park closed at 10 that night. So, and then we just spent the rest of the time out hanging out on Main Street looking for things. She bought a mug, a really cool mug. I was gonna get a hat, but it didn't quite fit me well, so I didn't get it. I almost got suckered into buying one of the Spirit jerseys. Is the new ones are like these zip-up hoodies. I don't know if you've seen them or not.
Oh, I
Oh.
haven't seen those.
So they come in like 4 or 5 different colors. There's a D on the right, on the left chest, and the back has Daisyland in script.
Oh,
and it's just like
nice.
1955 or something on the back. I think they look really good, but I almost got suckered into getting it. Not suckered, but I was like, oh, okay, do I really want to get this? and then I go, why do you get my discount now? And I go, no, because summer's coming here in Sacramento. It's too dang hot to be wearing any hoodies, and maybe next time. But I didn't get anything. I would have gotten something. I would have gotten that hat if it had fit. I thought the highlights, were the Mark Twain. That was wonderful. It was wonderful just exploring everything and getting reconnected and feeling home again. The parks looked beautiful. All the plants and flowers looked beautiful. A ton of construction, like the negative. Ton
Yeah.
of construction.
I can imagine. Holy crap.
And Lightning Lane, it just ruins the whole vibe. Like, what the heck
No,
is going on?
Lightning Lane is going to be a virus that's going to take a while to shake out of that park,
Yeah.
if ever.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Yeah.
Disney has gotten addicted to it. It's like, they've gotten addicted to it.
No. But anyways, when I'm there, I'm always thinking about other things and other people. Like, oh yeah, my daughters would love this, and I thought, oh, Udi would actually enjoy being at the park. He would he would love
I
being
would.
here. He would have some comments for sure, which is fine
Up and down.
and funny at the same time.
Dude,
But he,
I'd never comment on anything.
constant comment. But he would. I'm thinking, okay, Udi's got to turn the page, whatever he's dealing with.
It will.
And
Eventually, we'll
when
get
he
there.
comes back to it, he's gonna go. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
now I miss it because.
Oh no, I miss it now.
Yeah.
I do. I fully do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And DCA looks great. I thought DCA was wonderful.
Good, yeah.
Again, Lightning Lane screwing up Ariel. I just could not
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
25 minutes for Ariel minimum. I go, what are you talking about?
It's crazy.
Yeah, we got to I thought DCA looked beautiful again. A lot of things that are on my list, the places I want to try. I've never been to Cartier Circle. Like when he goes, you can have a lot of things on your list. I go, I know, I know, but next time we'll knock them off. So yeah,
Cool.
wonderful time.
That sounds like a great trip.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was wonderful. So yeah, Eden Roc, absolutely, we'll stay there again. I think you'll enjoy it for the price.
No, it looks cool.
It wasn't
Like,
too
yeah.
much.
Yep.
For 2 nights.
No.
Do you know if they charge parking?
Yeah, they charge $15 to park.
Okay,
Mhm.
so 15 a day.
Yeah, for that.
Fly
For that.
in, Uber in.
Yeah, we Ubered in.
Right, which is great.
So they charge for parking there, but and they always seem to be doing specials there. So, one thing was weird is that they were doing fireworks the night before, and we were in our room when they were doing it, and they're loud from there, like super loud. It like reverberated throughout the whole place. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's super loud. But I mean, overall, zero complaints except for Lightning Lane, which we didn't even use,
No.
but you could tell like the flow of the park.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, overall positive, and I wish I had gone the following day. So yeah, you have a lot to look forward to on May. Is it May 12th? You going?
Yeah, we're going May 11th and 12th.
Oh, okay, back-to-back days. Okay.
We're gonna do back to back. So we're gonna go all day on that Saturday, and then the next day we're gonna do DCA on actual Mother's Day, but just part day, then drive home.
Okay, gotcha.
hmm
And when are you likely to go back after that?
Oh, I don't know actually. I'm hoping not that long. I know my parents are going in July, but I'm not going to be able to make that. I'm thinking maybe I could talk my husband into October
Okay.
or November, a holiday time.
Okay. I mean, just because out of curiosity, because you know you can convert your ticket now to a Magic Key.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't be opposed if my husband wants to do that. I think it might be a little bit for me to talk him into it.
Oh, is he a Disney fan or just a Disney by proxy?
So, okay. So he'll tell you by proxy, but he does like it.
Okay.
And he enjoys it big time. The only issue we're having right now with that is just one, we have different expenses, and with the kids, it's busy.
Oh yeah.
And with his line of work, he is self-employed, so we could only do the highest pass with no blackout dates.
Oh, gotcha.
And so that is an investment. And I think when we checked it, we'd have to go like 8 times.
Oh, for that.
Or
price,
something
yeah.
like that for
Yeah.
2 days. And so that's where the hard part is. So it's easy to talk him into a trip, but to actually get that high of a pass,
Yep.
yeah, that's where we are having the block with him. He feels that's too expensive.
Sure.
And I agree in the fact of we'd have to go so many times.
Okay, yeah, understood. Yeah, I have got the lowest one. I think ours was 8, or mine was 850. So, my daughter's got annual passes too.
Oh, nice.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, so now they're stoked about it, and so that opens up some more windows for them if they want to go or drive down there or something. Yeah, so that's good. So yeah, I mean, I feel great that I have it. I feel privileged to be able to go, and like I said, we had a great time with Wendy down there. She's a good sport. She didn't. I tried to convince her to get the Magic Key, and she's not
Not
quite
her
there
thing.
yet. In fact, I'm not sure she ever will be, and that's okay. That's totally fine. She's good for like once a year or something like that.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and also if my kids were a little bit older
Yeah.
and it was a situation where I could just take them alone, I mean, I guess I kind of could, but it would be a lot to drive that far with the ages that they are. But I would get one and take them alone if my husband didn't want to.
Yeah.
Or go with my parents. Those, my
could be
siblings like to go.
4.5, 5 hours drive for you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh.
Well, I'm going to do some of the driving, so more like 5.5.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
I'm cautious.
So 3
Well,
for
yes.
so 3 for me.
3 for you? Oh, from here?
No,
No.
from there.
Oh, yeah. But no, I just again, like I said, yeah, like wonderful time, and I cannot wait to go back. And Awesome. I just excited for the future of that park and what's going to be changing there. So
Yeah, cool.
That's great.
That's awesome.
yeah. Oh,
I know. I'm really glad
I almost
that your experience was like that.
yeah. I almost got a gift for Udi for Christmas, but I go. I saw it and like Wendy goes, "Oh, do you think he would wear this?" I go, "He might wear them. He would enjoy this. He would laugh." But
When are you going to go back?
we're gonna go back in September with the girls. All right, I'm gonna take the girls
Okay.
because they got the annual pass. We talked about that. Then after that, not sure yet. Maybe for my birthday, and then my pass has spring of all year open. So
Good.
I'm hoping to get this guy over here to do a couple of trips in the spring.
I might.
If not sooner than that, because I think he would. Well, I don't think. I know he will. He would enjoy. And I would love to hear. I'd love to hear his opinion about some of the stuff, about the construction and the theming and him getting upset about stuff, which I always get a kick out of him getting worked up.
So there is a chance you guys could ride on Tiana's for the first time together.
An outside
Do you
chance,
think?
I would
Or
think.
well, maybe September it might be open.
Yeah, I don't know. If not, then maybe some other time, yeah, for sure. Well, at some point, the last time I was even on that attraction was with Udi.
Yep. It almost feels
Aw.
like we should.
My God, yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
I was on that.
No,
That was a long day.
that was a long day, but it was a fun day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That was a fun day.
Yeah, it was a fun day. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up that trip report, and I guess episode number 195.
195.
All right.
195. Wow.
We've got 5 more to the
Crazy.
big 200.
Very big 200. Hey, and anybody, if you guys have any ideas, throw them our way. Like, how should we had a little bit of conversation before, and we've talked about it off and on, like very loosely before, about what we want to do for 200. But if you guys have any ideas, throw them our way.
Yeah. 'cause
Any thoughts?
We'd love to get you guys involved, whether it's just sending in some audio or calling in or showing up to whatever we do here at the LTP Lounge or studio, whatever we're calling this thing now.
This is what are we at now? This is the lounge.
Yeah, this is the lounge.
Yep.
We don't do the LTP. What is it? The LTP Loft?
Loft.
The Loft
Very
too
often now.
That-
The loft
that's-
is my place, and it's only happened like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So if you'd like to reach out to us, you can at info@leavingtodaypodcast.com. Send us an email or a voice recording. Hint, hint. DM us on Instagram at Leaving Today Podcast. Go to our website at Leaving Today Podcast. You can order T-shirts from any of those Instagram or our website on TeePublic. We have that, and that's how you can reach out to us. Becky, how can people reach out to you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at Becky_Weimer, which is BECKY_WEIM as in Mary or Mickey ER.
Okay, awesome. And we do encourage you listeners to reach out to her if you have any questions or whatever.
Yeah, if you just want to talk Disney.
Sure, absolutely. And Udi, where can people find out more for more witty banter from you?
You can find me on my socials, which are predominant one is the IG, the Instagram. That is HAXGOALIE. I also have a Twixer account with the same handle. If you want to reach out and ask me questions, talk to me, DM away. I respond to my DMs.
Okay, great. And then again, LTP listeners, we do encourage you every other Sunday to tune in to us at 6 o'clock Pacific time, Indy time, where we do some deep dives into topics in the LTP Lounge, and that's on YouTube. So do get involved in that. We want to hear from you. We want you to talk to us and get the conversation rolling. We want to engage with you guys. I guess that's what it is. Listener engagement, right? Is what the term is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us. My voice just cracked. I was going to have a drink here. I'm talking for 2 hours. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it. We love you. Adventures out there, and we will see you in the parks.
See you.
Bye. Cheers.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry. Now that I cracked it. No bed sheets.
Ah, it's like a breath of fresh air.
I like it.